Right, Thomas. So, good first lesson there. We've got 3 chords on the board so far, so I'm just going to take you through those first and then a couple of the other little things we were talking about there. So, first of all, a couple of finger posture things, right? So, whenever you're holding down a string, a couple of things. Make sure it's as close to the fret you're behind as possible, okay? So, you don't want it to be on the fret like that, but just barely behind it. That's the ideal spot to get it, okay? No big deal if it can't fit, just as close as you can. Wherever possible. As well as that, the very tip of your finger should be on the string, not sort of, you don't want it on the pad like that because then it'll touch other strings, right? Very tip. And this little joint here should always be kind of bent down the way, right? So that way you're straight down on the string like that, all right? That, and just make sure you're holding it down with a good bit of pressure. That does get sore now, but, that's kind of just part of it. So, but it's not for long. You callous up after a while. So E minor was the first one we did. So that's going to be first finger, second fret on the 5th string. Remember, this is the 1st string and this is the 6th. So 5th string, 2nd fret. We're only going to go up about halfway because the 2nd finger also on the 2nd fret on the 4th string. Okay, so you see that there. And make sure there's space here as well. Don't have it too close there because you'll block the 1st string. So just have it out like that. And that's what it should sound like. Okay, every now and then, check to make sure that they're all coming out properly, right? So if you get that, chances are it's probably just not enough pressure, so squeeze it down. There we go. Then you might get some of that. So that's probably because the middle finger isn't straight up enough, right? So it's kind of slanted over and touching the G string as well, so just straighten it up. There we go. Okay, next one, G. So remember now to think of it not just, you never play one chord on its own. You're always going from one chord to another chord, right? So to get the G, I'm going to slide that first finger up to here because the middle finger's not in the way anymore. Middle finger goes down there, 3rd fret on the 6th string, 3rd finger, 3rd fret on the 1st string, okay? And you see the way they're all right up to the fret, all standing up out of each other's way. And there we go. So there's G. So we did one more then, it was A minor, right? So we've got 1st finger, 1st fret on the 2nd string, then middle finger, 2nd fret on the 4th string, and then your 3rd finger is going in on top of that. So yeah, you have to kind of bring it back a little bit to make room, but only as much as you need to. Now with this one, like most of them, so E minor and G use all 6 strings. Most of them don't, okay? So A minor starts on the 5th string. Now, if you leave in the 6th string, not the end of the world, right? But it does sound a little bit muddier, okay? So if you want to just leave it like that for now, no problem. But generally what you do is get the thumb on there, right? And remember, we're not trying to hold it down. We don't want the actual note. All we want is that. So that way you can hit all the strings and not worry about it, okay? So again, no pressure here. Just make contact with it and that will kill it, okay? Okay, so what we're doing now is from one chord to the next. So if you want to take rhythm out of the equation for a second, just so you can focus on the chord changes, that's fine. So E minor, G, A minor, and then slide back to E minor. Always from one chord to the next. And just go back, go through them. Okay, so when it comes to getting a bit of rhythm in there, let's just keep it to E minor and G, right? So normally rhythm happens in 4s, okay? So to start off, all you need to do is just 1, 2, 3, 4. I can use a pleck as well. Oh yeah, by the way, as I said, the pleck I gave you there, it's fine to start off with, but I wouldn't recommend using that one all the time. I'd get a softer, kind of more flexible one for now. It's just a bit more comfortable with the strumming. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that, right? Because remember, right, obviously that strumming is not the most interesting in the world, right? But if you're going down, 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 you're also coming up in between the downs. So you can just kind of hit it on the way up a few times as well. 2, 3, 4. When you hit it and when you miss it, honestly, doesn't really matter all that much. What does matter is that your movement is steady. You're not speeding up, you're not slowing down, you're not kind of stopping here, speeding up down there. Just steady the whole time, and you can hit them or miss them wherever you like, and it'll all be in rhythm, right? So think of the Come As You Are chorus, right? So there's E minor, G. So the one they use in Come As You Are is a little bit different. It's an E sus4, but we won't worry about that. It sounds more or less the same. So E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just keep it in fours, that's all. But the main thing, just go from one chord to the next, okay? And don't get too hung up on that, okay? If more or less, if most of the chord is coming out, that's fine. Those little imperfections will sort themselves out anyway. As long as you know those basic things of keep the finger standing up straight, very tip of your finger, keep it, get it right up to the fret, plenty of pressure. As long as you know that stuff, it'll sort itself out. Now, the other little things we did was we were doing pull-offs, slides. So remember the thing about so pull-offs, just hit the string once, drag it off for the second note. Slides, hit the string, drag it up. Do it wherever you like, okay? Now the trick there is to keep the pressure on as you're dragging it, okay? If you take it up, that happens. The note just dies, right? So something like this. Just a nice little phrase like that. And then we had the other one was the hammer-ons. So that's open, 5th string, hammer on to the 2nd fret. Remember, you gotta lift up and really get down on it hard and snappy. Same again on the next string. And then just hit the open one, okay? The open 6th. Okay, so, with that you can you could do it once. Like that, or you can make a riff out of it, right? Which just means to repeat a small little melody. Something like that, right? But just mess around with it, see what happens. Go up the fretboard as well, get a feel for what it's like up there too. But the main thing is going from one chord to the next. All right, so keep it up, keep messing around with it, and I'll talk to you next time.